Go on, say the N word. Go on.
No.
Hang on.
I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it.
I'm the victim of it. You're a victim of this white woman.
Asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous.
You would not sit here with a Jewish person and tell somebody to use a Jewish slur. See, we think people like Piers Morgan respect black people.
Oh my God.
Interesting to say the least. So there's been this debate over that lady that raised all that money with the N-word. They were discussing on Piers Morgan with the other, I believe this lady is Lily Gaddis. If you remember, hold on, let me pull her up on the screen so you can see her. So I'm not sure if y'all remember. I think she was the one that put out the video a while ago, just saying the N-word, like, yo, I can't stand no broke. You know what I mean? So of course, Piers, and this is what he makes a living off of, bringing people together on his show to, in his mind, hopefully make a fool of themselves to increase his ratings. That's what he does. And he brought her on the show with Mark Lamont Hill, with Myron, and I forget the other lady's name. And they were having a conversation over this Shiloh Hendricks situation, as well as with Carmelo Anthony. Is it right to raise money for certain people? Is it wrong to raise money for certain people, depending on the situation that they're in? So I'm going to just share with y'all a little bit of the conversation. You guys give me your thoughts. Oh my. If I hear another black man saying Trump is a bully, stop it, bro. Like, come on, man. Stop. Trump is a bully. Oh my God, man. Things start to make sense. When you pay attention, things make sense. All right, let's take a look at this video. You guys give me your thoughts. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all have an issue? I'll start off with maybe an easier question. The easiest question first. Do you think that white people should be allowed to say the N-word? Do you think that white people should be allowed to say the N-word? Maybe that's not an easy one. I don't know. Do you think that black people should be allowed to say the N-word? Do you think that it should be? What are your thoughts on it? You don't even have to write it in the chat. Don't even worry about it. But I just want you to is the word pontificate? I don't know. I just want you to think about it a little bit while we're going through it. All right. So let me make sure that it's pulled up on the screen and we'll keep it going. Vons.
Here's the thing. White people have been under attack for years. It's been systematic racism. As much as black people and people of color want to talk about systematic racism in the United States, it's quite the opposite. They get preferential treatment when it comes to getting a job, when it comes to getting into colleges. White people, on the other hand, have been getting attacked relentlessly. Look at 2016 and BLM and all the riots. We just had to sit back and watch people burn down our cities and do nothing about it. So the way to fight back against essentially this anti-white hatred that's been systemically, ingrained in U.S. society is with white unity. We don't.
My bad. I'm not laughing at what she's saying. I'm laughing at my group chat. My bad.
I don't see white unity on.
Hang on. Okay, but hang on. Sorry, just to be clear, this has got nothing to do with anything you've just said. This is
It does have to do with something that she just said, and my apologies if I'm skipping ahead. I heard what she already said this part, but I've been telling y'all with the Carmelo Anthony situation, with a bunch of these other situations where they try to make it about race. White people are tired of black people, bro. White people are tired of black people blaming them for everything that other white people have done wrong in this world, in this country. They're tired of being blamed for Christopher Columbus. They're tired of being blamed for slavery, even though their family may not have even been in this country at that time, but they get blamed for it because they still benefit from white supremacy. White people are sick and tired of being blamed for everything. It started with white men, maybe about 5 to 10 years ago. Started maybe with that Me Too movement where there was an attack on white men, and it's continued. And now white women are getting pissed off. White people are pissed off, bro. Y'all black people and the Democrats, I'm saying the Democrats and the liberals, y'all keep making everything about race. Eventually, it's going to boil over and people are going to respond with that same energy. Just like, what do we do, right? What do we do? What is DEI? What was affirmative action? It was a response to something racist, right? Oh, things are racist. This company won't hire us. So now, or this school won't accept us. So what is the response? Now we're going to just look at something race related and say, oh, we're going to give black kids a particular benefit. I just heard a stat where it says something like 56% of black kids that apply to Harvard get in compared to like 12% of Asians that get in. We'll talk about that later. Y'all can kind of see where I'm going with that. But pretty much the policies to answer the racist policies are still racist. When you say that, hey, we're going to, hey, we're accepting black kids. We're only looking for black kids, whether to get into a school or to hire on the job. We have a quota system. So if two people are going for a job and they haven't filled that black quota, or they haven't filled that woman quota, or they haven't filled that black woman quota, now we got a double one, then that person's going to get preferential treatment if the two are equal. So we're using the same, we're complaining about one thing, and then to offset it or balance it out, we're saying that we're going to use the exact opposite of it. Well, when it comes to white people, yeah, the Democrats keep pushing this stuff, saying white people are the most evil people, they're devils, all this other stuff. Eventually, they're going to respond accordingly. So perhaps that's what we're seeing right here. Let's keep going.
Disgusting racist woman who repeatedly spews the M-word, first at a young child and then at the person taking the video of her, does it with complete impunity, does it numerous times. We are talking about a bona fide, unquestionable racist. And so I don't understand why what you've just said to me bears any relation to white unity or anything that you've just said. She's just a racist. End, isn't she? You wouldn't dispute that.
It's not.
Are you a racist if you call somebody the M-word? That's another question to just consider. You don't have to write it. I'm just asking. I'm not telling you one way or another how I'm thinking about it. I'm just telling y'all to think about it. I'm giving y'all the thoughts that come through my mind as I'm watching this.
About her. It's not about her. It's about
well, it is about her
coming together and supporting another white person. And it doesn't matter.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in a country.
No, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. She is, I mean, would you use the M-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
Yo, you see how fast she said yes?
Free speech in a country.
No, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. She is, I mean, would you use the M-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
Mm-hmm. I do, quite frequently.
You use the M-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, well, if you use the M-word...
You know, ew, sorry to interrupt the video. We got a new challenge. 20,000 by the end of April. We fell short in March, but we're going to get our goal this month. Thank you all in advance for those that are going to continue to like, subscribe, maybe even leave some comments and let us know how we're doing. And on that note, let me let y'all get back to the video and I'll see y'all soon. Ew. Oh, what's funny, there's been a lot of black leaders that don't agree with black people using the N-word. We use it so freely. It's a term of endearment. Now, I guess there's certain rules for one group or certain rules for black people we allowed to use it. Others aren't. What Pierce said is you got to be held accountable. You got free speech and you got to be held accountable. So if you say it to the wrong black person or the wrong person, period, and you get punched in the face or whatever else happens, it can escalate accordingly. It is what it is, right? So if she's saying it, she's admitting that she's saying it, something ends up happening to her. I don't know. Like, is this, I don't know. What are y'all? Yo, this is interesting.
Repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, Shiloh Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different
Sorry, but just to be
thing.
clear, you just said to me,
And I like what my bro Matt just said. All right, so Matt said if people let words bother them, they got something wrong inside their head. Yo, this has been a tactic that has been used against black people for a very long time. Just think about how the Democrats and the liberals, how the bait that they use to reel us in. And it says a lot about how they think about us. And perhaps that also shows who we are, because that bait does work. Because think about how black people have voted for Democrats. Black people vote Democrat more than any other group. Over and over and over. We're the most loyal group to the Democratic Party. So think about the bait that the Democrats use to attract us. Everything is around emotions. Everything is around trying to trigger your emotions to that person's mean, that person's a racist, that person's a bigot, this person's a dictator. They're trying to destroy you. They're the reason why you're not doing well in this country. Everything is emotionally based. They'll try to bring it back to slavery. They weren't talking about reparations when Joe Biden, their president, was in office, but then you got Ayanna Pressley running around here. Now that Trump's backing up, now we're pushing reparations again. Well, why didn't you push it while you had your guy in office? Everything is around baiting black people with emotions. And to exactly what Matt just said, if people let words bother them, they got something wrong inside their head. Because what ends up happening? Somebody calls you an N-word, you end up crashing out. Now you put yourself in a bad position, but you felt like you got your get back, all because somebody called you a word. All because somebody called you a word that you use as a term of endearment with everybody else. But because that word was used so disgustingly against your ancestors, you feel that white people shouldn't be using it now. Well, if that's the case, then if it's so disgusting, then why are we using it to relate to each other, calling it a term of endearment? We're cool with the Puerto Ricans using it, right? The Dominican, we're cool with all these different. Oh, well, they kind of. I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. And it makes me think, we cool with the Puerto Ricans using it. Did the Puerto Ricans fight in the Civil War? I'm talking about on the Union side. Did the Puerto Ricans fight in the Civil War to free blacks? Now, I know a lot of people are going to say that the Civil War wasn't over slavery, but this is where the hypocrisy comes into play. When we're talking about what the Confederate flag represents, we all agree that, oh, this represents slavery. So the Confederate Army was fighting for slavery. Now, the Union Army, now you can argue, I don't think Lincoln really cared about slaves as much as it comes across. I think that it was more just a political tactic where he said, hey, we need to take away some of the power of these people, so therefore we'll free the slaves. I believe Lincoln even said that if he could preserve the Union without freeing the slaves, he would. So I'm not saying that just everybody, especially the politicians, were in support of just black people and were just black freedom fighters, and that's why the Civil War was fought. But there were a whole lot of white people that died for that cause. I don't know if there were any Puerto Ricans that died for that cause, but Puerto Ricans are allowed to say nigga. I'm just trying to figure it out. Either way, I'm just calling it out that it has been a tactic for a very long time that people have used to get black people emotionally riled up, fired up, to get emotional and to crash out, no different than we crashed out with George Floyd. We're burning down cities. What did it accomplish? All we had was Democratic politicians screaming out, defund the police. And then black people in these communities where they actually need the police started complaining like, yo, what y'all talking about? Defund the police. We need the police. Oh, you thought every black person in the hood was just a 15 to 25-year-old gangbanger, and that's why you thought that the whole defund the police would appeal to people, so therefore we could sell our drugs and do crime freely? Meanwhile, other people in the black communities are saying, what are y'all talking about, defund the police? You're taking the police presence away from the communities, our communities that need them the most, because you don't have to live in those crime-ridden areas. The same crime-ridden areas where they're bringing all these illegal migrants that Vons is okay with bringing them in because they're going to work on the farm and do jobs that black people are too good for. Come on, bro. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. Let's keep going.
You use the N-word regularly. In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be
She
appropriate
uses
to
it
use the
about
N
black
word?
people.
When would it be appropriate?
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist.
Correct.
Well, do you understand that makes?
Yo, this is what's so funny, and I see this a lot. Now, I don't know what Pierce's politics are. One second he seems conservative, the other second he seems like a lefty. This is what ends up happening. You got this white guy. This represents the Democratic Party in my eyes, trying to gaslight people like me watching this to get upset at this white woman and what she's saying and to get pissed off. And then I'm going to talk to my friend group and talk about how America is so racist because of this white girl. I don't care about this white girl. I don't care if she's saying that. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't stop me from being able to pay my bills, doesn't help me pay my bills, doesn't impact me at all. I don't care. I care about winning. And when we focus on all this emotional stuff, these distractions, it makes it harder for us to win. You know what racism, the definition of racism, and why a lot of black people say that black people can't be racist? Because we don't have the power to be racist, right? I hear a lot of the blackity blacks saying that. So if we don't have the power to be racist, then I'd rather focus on winning, just me personally. I'd rather focus on winning. And then when you win, you do what you like. To the victor go the spoils. So while the Democrats are convincing black people to crash out and to get so offended with people saying the N-word, what they're doing is taking you away and distracting you from actually winning. They're telling you to put all your hopes and prayers in the Democratic leadership rather than you putting all your hopes and prayers and actions in yourself and winning. But instead, we got people complaining. Instead, we got Vons on here. I don't know. Vons must be making some big bread talking about he's too good to work in a factory or on a farm. Black people too good. I would love to get into farming. He's too good to work on a farm. Matter of fact, when I was living in Indianapolis, shout out to my big bro, Mark. My best friend out in Indianapolis besides Delon. Him and Delon, my best buddies, my best buds, my bros. My best friend out there in Indianapolis, you could ask my parents. We done been to dinner with my parents, all that, met all my family and stuff. Yeah. He was a farmer. Mark was a white man. He was a farmer. It's funny, before I got cut from the Colts, I was asking him, yeah, I want to be able to come out there and learn the farming and stuff like that. See, we are too good to work in jobs where we have no idea what it is. See, we have no problem making the same amount of money or less in a corporate job or wearing some type of uniform that makes us feel important, even though we're making the same amount of money or less and don't have the same growth opportunities that we would have perhaps working on a farm or working in a factory. Perhaps more of us need to work on we're too good to start at the bottom and work our way up, I guess. Okay. All right, cool.
You're a despicable human being.
I guess so. I don't really care. I mean, why are we not talking about Shiloh Hendricks? Why are we talking about?
Well, actually, I think you've moved it on in this debate very quickly to your own racism, which explains why you've supported her in public and why you've got all these views. You see no problem with a woman shrieking the N-word repeatedly because you yourself are a despicable racist. And
now Pierce can pat himself on the back and feel like he's such an amazing guy because he's a white guy calling out a racist white woman. Okay, Pierce, good. Great. Everybody, and now we're going to solve some issues. All right, I want to skip ahead to the part that
want to live in a society.
A lot of people ended up crashing out on. Unc, man, what's up, Unc? You supposed to be tapping into the show. You joining? Are you gonna click the link that I sent you? If you need me to send you another link, let me know. But click the link because we're getting ready to discuss that other topic. All right, we'll finish up with this one.
Where we say tribalism is.
I want to just go. I don't want us to waste.
To use as example, when black people stand up and say, "Hey, let's build our own," say people. I mean, it was a plan.
Hold on, give me a second.
Thinking of you as a disgusting racist. So unashamed.
And the fact that everyone in here can't be unanimous in condemning that
I totally
says exactly
agree.
how they're not the same.
I totally agree. I'm going to go to Lily Gaddis and just ask you one more time. I mean, you've been so unashamedly proud of being a racist today, proud of using the N word whenever you feel like it. You've had a bit of time to think about this. Is that how you want people to leave this panel debate, with thinking of you as a disgusting racist?
I don't really care what people think about me. As long as you care about what people think about you, you have no power and you lose your country. What I care about is freedom of speech.
I don't really care what people think about me. I was reading that 48 Laws of Power that Ski got me a while ago. I think you got me that one. Was either that one or The Art of War? Or maybe both you got me. And it was talking about how, or was this Patrick Bet-David's book? I don't know, whatever. And they were talking about how you learn a lot from your enemies. You learn a lot more from your enemies sometimes than your friends, because your enemies are willing to expose certain weaknesses in you that your friends are too insecure or too uncomfortable to actually say. Listen to what she just said. I don't care what other people say about me or think about me. I think she said one or the other. I don't care. It gives you power when you don't care about what people think about you or say about you. It takes away your power when you care. They called me an N-word. Okay. Did you get shot? Like, did it ruin you? Did it cause you to develop cancer? Did it make you obese? Did it make you unhealthy? Like, what? No? Okay. So let's win. Let's win.
And if you're not allowed to say the most offensive things in this country, you do not have freedom of speech. I don't care what anybody says. So that's the main crux of this situation. That's what I care about with this situation. It is, we have lived for far too long in a country where you can have your life destroyed. And people say, oh, she doesn't need this money. Her life's destroyed, by the way. She'll never be able to get another job. She's got children to have to support. And I don't want to live in a country where you can say an inappropriate, rude thing, which, by the way, Black people can say things to white people all the time and they never get canceled. There's no backlashing about this. I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly, and you will.
Well, go
not
on then,
have
say
free,
it. Say
you
the
will
M.
not have
Go on,
free
say.
speech.
Go on, say the
Here
M
we
word.
go. Here we go.
No.
Hang on.
Don't invite. No.
No.
I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me, because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't.
This man just crashed out and said, I'm the only N-word on here. Yo, what? Yeah. So you're acknowledging that y'all see how crazy this gets? And look at the panel. Pierce got the dumb face. Myron thinks it's hilarious because he's saying, like, oh, you the only N-word? I bet, cool. And Mark Lamont Hill's getting ready to call him and Uncle Tom. She's laughing while he's emotionally upset. She's confused about the whole thing. This is a prime example. Yo, why give that woman power? Just think about it. The whole reason why she's even on the show, the whole reason why she's famous is because we gave her power by her saying the N-word. And we thought that, and look at what happened with the Shiloh Hendricks situation. The only reason why they're on this panel right now. This woman called a Black kid the N-word, right? So this guy said in the video, he's like, yeah, we'll see what the internet says about this. He was trying to expose this lady, and what he ended up doing was raising her did they reach $700,000 yet? This is what happened when people get you emotionally riled up, bro. Look, just watch, yo. Man, he's crashing out. And I like Mark Lamont Hill. I think he's super intelligent. I'm being honest. I think he's super intelligent. He's a little bit, he comes across a little bit different, a little kind of corny at times, but I think he's pretty intelligent.
Say
You
the
will
M.
not have
Go on,
free speech.
Say the M word. Go on.
No.
Hang on.
Invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me, because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it.
I'm the victim of it. You're a victim of this white woman. This white woman can use her voice to say the N-word, and this Black man is now a victim. You see how easily somebody can become a victim? When you say that I'm a victim, you give somebody else your power. Do you see how easy this is? Do you see how Black people have been manipulated and bamboozled for so long? Look at how we crash out over silly stuff like words. Look at it. Yo, he could not like her saying it. I don't like her saying it. Cool. I don't have to be friends with her. I don't got to be friends with people that use the N-word. I don't got to be friends. I don't have to do business with her. I don't have to support her. I don't have to pay her. I don't got to babysit her kids. I don't have to do nothing. And what I also don't have to do is give her time and attention like I'm giving right now because I'm highlighting the crash out of Mark Lamont Hill.
So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here, you and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Pierce.
Woo! But hold up. I told you the brother's intelligent, though. This is why I said what I said before. Hold on. This may be the most important part of this. This may be the most important part of this. Y'all heard what Mark Lamont Hill just said. Let me play it again. Hold on. Let me play this part again. This may be one of the most important parts.
Here. And asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous.
You would not sit here with a Jewish person and tell somebody to use a Jewish slur. See, we think people like Piers Morgan respect black people. He's calling out her being racist. He's calling her a racist. He's using strong language. He's calling her out. Pierce is on our side. But what did Mark Lamont Hill just expose? The lack of respect that Pierce actually does have for black people, because Pierce would never dare have a Palestinian on and somebody, a Zionist in Israel, and tell that Palestinian to say, yo, call this Jewish person a Jewish slur. He would never have the audacity to do something like that. But these are the white people that you think are on your side, that you think are on your team, because they'll call out the big bad racists on the other side. But meanwhile, they would never even think to try something like that when it came to Jewish people. Think about it. Think about it. I bet you she would be more likely to try something like that when it comes to Jewish people. She probably would say a slur about anybody. Meanwhile, Pierce is trying to condemn her for saying certain things and telling her to say a racial slur on a public platform. Also, he can get clicks, right? Also, he can get viewership, but he would never dare say something like that, tell a Palestinian or anybody else from any other race to say something, a slur against Jewish people, even though that would blow up the internet because everybody's scared to talk about Jewish people. But Piers Morgan is on our side. Cool.
I understand you don't have any bad intent, Pierce. I understand what you're trying to do, but we already know she's racist, and I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there. Thank you all very much.
Matt, yo, shout out to Matt. Matt, what link you talking about? But Matt, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Well, please make sure that you subscribe, tap in with us, man. We love getting all different types of perspectives on here. All right, man, where you at, baby? I thought you was tapping in with us. All right, so we're going to move on to, let me kind of pivot a little bit. We won't talk about that.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.